Making it to Formula One is a feat many drivers dream of. Very few actually achieve it. Lining up as one of 20 or so drivers on the grid is a huge privilege in itself. Since 2010, there have been countless drivers come and go. One-off drivers, promoted reserve drivers, and not forgetting the host of new teams that joined in 2010, bringing with them more opportunities for a seat. But with only 20 drivers on the grid in 2020, what's happened to those who fell by the wayside in the last decade? The end of 2009 saw the loss of Toyota and BMW from Formula One. With the loss of BMW not affecting any physical seats, Toyota's demise meant there were two less for the grid next year. That changed with the addition of three brand new teams: Lotus Racing, Virgin Racing, and the Hispania Racing Team. Come the end of the 2010 season, however, saw three drivers race their last Grand Prix. Christian Klien, the Austrian racer, had been in Formula One primarily between 2004 and 2006, racing relatively competitively for Jaguar and Red Bull. However, after several poor comparisons to teammate David Coulthard whilst at Red Bull, he was dropped. Spending the next few years as a test and reserve driver for Honda and BMW Sauber, it wasn't until 2010 that Hispania Racing signed him up to take part in selected races. Despite outpacing his various teammates, he was not retained for 2011, and that proved to be his last Formula One outing. Since leaving F1, he has competed in the World Endurance Championship, including the 24 Hours of Le Mans, Australia's V8 Supercars, and currently races in the International GT Championship. The Japanese driver Sakon Yamamoto enjoyed 21 race starts between 2006 and 2010, all of them fairly lackluster. Initially racing for the Super Aguri team for his first season in Formula One, a demotion and a campaign in GP2 saw him bounce back with the Spiker team, replacing Marcus Winkelhock, who in turn replaced Christian Albers. He lost that drive at the end of 2007 and switched to Renault as a test driver and went back to GP2 for another year. Then, in 2010, he joined the new Hispania Racing Team with on and off drives before being outed completely come the end of the year, spelling the end of his time in F1. Yamamoto clung on to his F1 dreams in 2011, but as a reserve driver for the Marussia Virgin Racing Team, and only for the opening 3 races, after which he was never heard of again. His last race outing came courtesy of Formula E in 2015, replacing Antonio Felix da Costa at the London E-Prix for Amlin Aguri. He retired from both races he participated in, and that was the last time he raced competitively. Now, Yamamoto can be found working in medicine and social welfare. He is the head of a medical and social welfare corporation in Japan, with particular emphasis on improving the social welfare of the elderly. A modern-day hero. Perhaps the most high-profile of the drivers to be cut from F1 in 2010, Lucas di Grassi only got the one season, racing at the back of the grid with the new Virgin Racing Team. Despite outperforming experienced hand Timo Glock in uncompetitive machinery, he was dropped at the end of the year and turned to Pirelli, where he became their official F1 tyre tester. However, since leaving the world of Formula One, di Grassi has flourished in the world of electric and sustainable racing, joining the new Formula E venture in 2012 and going on to race, win and become champion of the ultra-competitive series with Audi Sport during the 2014-15 season. Whilst navigating his way from Formula One to Formula E, di Grassi enjoyed great success in the World Endurance Championship with Audi Sport in the LMP1 category. Di Grassi is actually seen as one of a kind in the motorsport world, pioneering the way for electric, sustainable and autonomous racing. Many believe he is the man to lead the way in motorsport and take over as president of the FIA from Jean Todt when the Brazilian is ready to hang up his racing helmet. Stay tuned for part 2, where we take a look at those drivers who departed F1 following the 2011 season. In the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe, and do leave a comment in the section below.